Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's race. So this is round 2 of the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada. One of these weeks I will mess up that acronym. We got the drivers meeting in about 15-17 minutes. I'm jumping in the stream a little bit earlier tonight just so I'm not rushed. I got a bit of a warning for a slightly late attendance to the drivers meeting last week, so we'll get on top of that. The penalties are quite stiff for turning up late. I'm going to run some quali laps for the next 10 minutes, I think. I had a really good quali session last night, testing on my own. I'll be honest, this afternoon today, been a bit hit and miss. So I just want to get as much track time as I can on the quali set in these conditions. Do enjoy the track, that's good. And we're also going to do something different in quali compared to last week. Last week I hustled out with kind of everyone around me. It's 20 minutes. There's plenty of time. So the plan for tonight is to let most of the guys go and then try and find just a bit of space. I feel like I'll probably do a better job when I'm not in and amongst other cars. Just gives me a bit more time to focus, especially given how quick most of these guys are. So that will be the plan, just to find some space. Towing on the main straight is definitely a thing. I don't have anything set up for that. If we get lucky, great. If we don't, no big deal. I'm sure that'll shed a tenth or two if we don't have one, but at the same time, just finding space to have a good run is kind of key. So as always, Porsche will be streaming this live in their Twitch channel. They jump into their broadcast at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Mountain, so about half an hour from now. They'll pick up basically qualifying for the race I'm in, PESCC, then the Carrera Cup race right after, and then we come back and we get our race. And then once that's finished, the Carrera Cup race takes place as well. So if you're staying with me, excellent, enjoy. Looking for a slightly smoother event, to be honest, to last week. So let's see how we get on. I'm just going to jump in and bash out some laps here. Just going to check where the quali set on actually. It's fixed setup, but you can pick. Yes, quali set's on. Excellent. All right. So I don't know what it is. I was practicing this afternoon, or at least an hour before I jumped in here, and I just couldn't quite find the rhythm I found last night. But let's see how we get on here. It's a lovely track, nice and flowing. Some really nice elevation changes. A couple of dodgy corners, I think, for overtaking. Hairpin down the back, a bit sketchy. So, going to be important to stay out of trouble in the early laps. Toying with how many warm-up laps to do in quali. Still not 100% sure, but of course the out lap. Not going too hard there, and then the question is whether it needs another full lap after that. It probably does, but I don't want to drive too slow, though. I find it just knocks me off my rhythm a little bit. But time is limited now, so we're going to push hard on this out lap. This hairpin could be tricky on the first couple of laps with traffic around. This lovely back section where it's all uphill. Some really interesting off-camber turns. Alright, we've got about 10 minutes, no more. Current fastest lap for me is a 26.7, which at least 2 or 3 tenths I would hope to find with that time, but we'll see. Always easy to go deep on the first lap after the out lap, as demonstrated there. slide into that corner. Just don't get the grip on this first lap, so we'll take it a little bit easy when we get into quali proper. Just know that this first lap, still really focused on bringing up the tyre temp.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Alright, so we'll try and get a couple of push laps in here. .63. A little bit late on turn entry there, you really can bury the nose in, but got to get confidence up again. Yeah, just not quite feeling it through that first section at the moment. Some work to be done. Ton of oversteering there, not going to help me. This is the inconsistency, to be honest, I found in the last hour or so. Just don't quite get the rhythm of the laps.
.26.
A little better, a little more aggressive, still power on a little bit late. I feel like there's a ton of time in that corner that I can't unlock at the moment. Need to really be getting over the curbs. It's a little too wide there. Just hear the tyre squeal. That's kind of the problem for me right now, just getting too much wheel spin.
.46. New fast flat for you.
So I'm nudging the times down little by little. Getting a little bit better on T1. That felt like a better corner. Let's see if I found any time. Not much. Okay. Nearly ready for drivers' meeting here.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel left.
Let's slow around this final sector again. Yeah, just getting a lot of sliding. Okay, what have we got? 15 minutes. Well, let's jump out. We can hopefully get 1 lap in at least. We'll park it.
Lo pueden ver.
Car on your left.
So we'll push
Clear on
on
the left.
a little bit here so we can just get 1 lap in before drivers' meeting. Should be just enough time. Okay, so we've got 42. That takes almost 2 minutes. Just double checking the time here. Should be okay. Maybe won't finish the lap. Yeah, just running deep into T1 there. Just pushing my luck a little bit.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Come to the Let's get in the drivers' meeting. Yeah, so I haven't really found that consistency in practice, but yeah, let's hope for another couple of tenths ideally.
Car 87, just set the fastest lap, 46.09.
Be back in just 1 second here. All right. Well, we can enjoy this drivers' meeting.
All right, everyone, welcome to round 2 of the Porsche Esports Canada series. Please do not drive on track. Please pull into the pit lane in order to participate in the driver's briefing. Okay. Cool. So we should be good now. So yes, thank you very much for all your efforts last week. We had a great race, put on a good show. Porsche Canada and the Porsche Centers were very happy with it. So thank you all for your efforts there. A couple pointers I just want to mention here for this race at Fuji. Keep in mind that contact during the race is really counterintuitive to finishing well. And as I'm sure you all saw from the points, any incidents and contacts that you get during the race that are subject to penalty points also affect your Porsche Centers. So make sure, again, as we've said several times, that everyone is driving their vehicles for the best interests of themselves, which conversely also directly affects the results of your Porsche Centers. I want to make a quick mention as well about qualifying, specifically about qualifying for the best interest of your Porsche Centers. We do not want to see any coordination of drivers between Porsche Centers. You are allowed to draft. You are allowed to get a tow. We do not want to see things like drivers swapping towards the end of the back straight. We do not want to see swapping between drivers after pit stops. Please make sure that you're operating with the best interests of your Porsche Centers in mind, which means that you are elbows out. You are focused on only yourselves. Doing that makes sure that the show's as good as it can be and ensures that everyone's operating fairly. It's important for the series, and we definitely don't want to hand out penalties for that. Other than that, that's it for me. Have a great race. I'll hand it over to Randy now for any pointers or notes just before we start the broadcast.
Right, so hey drivers, Arnaud, you're hot micing. Pretty much not a lot for me as well. Motorsport was pretty clean. I think you guys did really well because, especially with the open qualifying and everything for round one at a tricky circuit like that, really good job by everybody. Just some reminders. Please, at the end of your qualifying, make sure you do a full in-lap and return to your box even after the time is up. This looks better on the broadcast. That's a consistent thing that Porsche Esports series always like to do. So something, if you're going to be participating in these sorts of series, something to get in the habit of always pulling back to your pit box. Besides that, competition-wise, pretty much everything in the driver's briefing. Be careful of turn one. Be careful on qualifying of the section about midway through the lap, the tight chicane. That definitely seems like a hot danger spot for impeding. So slower drivers, faster drivers, just be aware. I do want to make a clarification for how the protest system works. So, and really how the whole race control system is somewhat set up and designed. Obviously, we've got myself and Adam, and we're here monitoring incidents live as best that we can. But the way the system is kind of built is that the protest system is sort of our safety net to ensure that every incident will get looked at some point. When the race is happening live, it's very likely that something doesn't get seen throughout the field. Obviously, we're watching 23 drivers on a 2.8 mile long circuit. It's not out of the realm of possibilities if something just gets missed along the way. Maybe an incident happens right after another when we're reviewing another one, and when we jump back live, it just doesn't get noted. So when at the end of the races, operate under the impression, if you were involved in an incident, that you should be filing a protest always. It's completely fine if we've already reviewed an incident during the race and a protest comes in for it. There's no penalty for that whatsoever. So operate on the side of filing a protest rather than not. That said, there is a certain line of don't submit anything that's out of line or that's frivolous or anything like that. Besides that, that's all I really have from me. Just be smart, be cool, and like Adam said, don't coordinate with each other during qualifying. It's one thing we're really keeping an eye on. We know we're going to see some slipstreaming. This track's got a mile-long straightaway. We're going to see some drafting, but just don't coordinate with other drivers, and you should be good. So, any questions for us?
Just a reminder as well with what Arjuna just posted, if you are the pole sitter or race winner for your respective series, hop into the interview waiting room and expect to get interviewed by either one of the two broadcasters. That just makes it expedient for them to pull you up as well and make sure that your mics are working and that your webcams are working as well. Any questions?
Oh, personne.
All right. With that, we'll release you, and you're able to head out
One just came in. Hold on.
into your sessions.
Luke, we're not really noting incidents during the race, and we're not passing off between. We're not there's a lot of incidents we might get that. So part of our job as race control is to communicate with the broadcast. And so because of that, there will oftentimes be incidents that get noted that are kind of nothings, where we see someone go off and the broadcast will see it, and we need to basically pass info to the broadcast that we're looking at it. For that, we're not really logging those live. So like I said, it's just a lot safer if you just operate under the assumption that if you were involved in some way in an incident, that you have to file a protest. It's not a big deal for us to see duplicates. So Michael says, we were swapping between laps without coordinating with each other to do so for the benefit of ourselves only. One constitutes coordination in qualifying. The main thing that I'm going to be really looking at is cars, the sort of loop of car at the head of the field makes a conscious effort to go towards the back of the field. Like if I see you, if on lap one you were leading car and you pull out of line and you drop to the back, and I see a group of cars that are consistently doing that, amongst themselves, that's going to be something that we're going to try to take issue with, or that we're likely going to take issue with. Obviously there's a certain extent on this where it's going to be a judgment call, because there's cars on track. Cars are going to pass other cars during qualifying. It's unescapable. We can't. There's no way to write a magic wording that encapsulates this perfectly. There's going to be a lot of judgment on this from myself and Adam. So, and I think as well, most of you have raced enough that you can kind of have in your head an idea of what a coordinated qualifying effort likely looks like. So just keep that in the back of your head, and that's really not what we want to see.
Yeah, we had the same sort of questions last year as well, and we didn't have any penalties issued for coordination. Basically, we're smart people. We know what it looks like. You're smart people. You know what it looks like too. Just don't coordinate. As far as the session, there was a change that was made, but it should have matched the session settings that were posted before.
So that's interesting. Let's just see if it's a lot hotter. Yeah, 38C does look quite hot actually compared to what I was expecting.
I know there's an update today, Adam. Could that have reverted the session settings?
That could also have been the case. The update today might have, for whatever reason, screwed with the weather settings. But in any case, everyone's here. Everyone's ready to go. Put your best foot forward, and good luck in the broadcast.
All right, good luck. Have fun, guys.
All right. So let's do a bit more practice here. Don't have long, couple of minutes. Get the stream up so I can just keep an eye on things. I'm going to stick with the quali set. Limiter on here. Someone blinking, never good. It's good to know actually that the temperatures are hotter, because that would explain why I'm struggling a bit, and I can adjust my driving style a touch now, I think. Hopefully accommodate for that a little bit. So now that I can't get quite as deep into corners, a little bit smoother.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Let's be chasing, holding up 33 here. Time for one lap anyway, so we'll just push on. Just again, get a feel for these track temps. Just don't quite have the confidence to see one there. We'll work on that for quali.
Drivers will be advancing in 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the qualifying session.
Okay, well, stick this like in. As you can see, a little bit
You
slow.
got a slow car on the left.
As a reminder as well, do not tow during qualifying. If you do so, you will not be able to exit the pit lane after you towed. Return to the pit lane after your qualifying session. Please don't tow then. And avoid impeding other drivers. You will be penalized for impeding during qualifying.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
So yeah, I'm going to have to get a feel for these temps.
47.
Back it up a little bit on the braking points. Taking a stab at turn 1 here. Just taking too much speed off there, to be honest. It's safe going up. This corner line, I have to be careful. See how much time I scrubbed there. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we've got a couple of tenths. Alright. So, game plan today is to not rush out. That was a bit of a challenge for me last week. Definitely got on my own head a little. 20 minutes is plenty of time. We'll let the fast crew get out of there. Just find a bit of space is going to be the game plan here. Make sure we're set up. Yeah, we're really going to let most of the field go. Not in any rush today. Put the pit limiter on, don't want to fall foul of that. Alright, that will probably do it. We'll let one more go here. And the intent here for doing that is just not to be rushed. You know, potentially sacrificing chances of a tow, we'll see, but what I'm keen to do is have a bit of my own space, not be hustled from behind, be able to manage the gap ahead. In these temps, a bit like the time attack, just trying to stay smooth, not overdrive, and just trying to let the lap times come here. I'm going to follow these guys around fairly tightly, and then I'll look to leave a bit of a gap towards the end. If these guys aren't going for a push lap right out the gate, which they probably aren't, then we'll also have to sit in. But we're not going to go for a super slow lap here. I'd like to make sure I've got a gap behind I'm comfortable with. And if people ahead are pushing on, then we will too. Quite an early break there for T1. I'm not sure this will be a representative lap exactly, but looks like everyone is pushing now, so no reason to go slow.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Well, we'll see where this sort of semi-push lap puts us. Call it a full push, but wasn't trying to go too slow, that's for sure.
47.2.
Okay, looks like people are really pushing on. Have to get on it now. So this lap is not going to count, so we're not going to push hard now. Try and preserve the tyres for another run. It was a decent start though, just got a little greedy. Still got a good gap behind, so we're not really under any pressure here. Take a wide entry for this corner to try and get maximum straight line speed, given that this lap isn't going to count. Did not take the corner there as well as I'd hoped. So definitely some room to manoeuvre. See the relative coming down a little here. Fortunately, a poor hairpin as well there. Yeah, scruffy second half of the lap, unfortunately. The fuel's going to burn off here, so time to be found.
47.17.
Scruffy, scruffy, scruffy. Still gonna push on with this.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
Alright, well, we'll complete this lap because it is going to be a little faster. But obviously we need to find some more time here. This isn't going to get us into the 46s, and we absolutely need to be in there.
47.05.
So we will go again. It's the session gone, so we'll get another couple of flyers hopefully. Slap set me would have been a little better. Not much in it though.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Okay, so we'll pit, and then we'll have one more crack at this. I like to think I've got a couple of tenths I could get my hands on here. Let's see. But you know, we've got a banker in. But wow, look at Charles, 45.7, incredible. That's why I'd love to be in the
Pit box in 10.
definitely the high 46s. Love to get into the mids. But
3,
these temps definitely
2,
challenging.
1. Right here.
All right, so we will jump out. We'll reset the car, and then we will go again.
All clear. Country.
Now, finding a gap, of course, this time a little bit more challenging. It does look like we're in a decent sequence here, actually. Now, when you reset the car, everything is back to cold, so it's basically the same procedure as last time, just trying to work up the temps. more of a gap here. I do have some space. Even though toe could have been in the question, but I don't want to get too far at the back. And to be honest, plenty of time to be made up here before thinking about toes. Safety one, super fast, that's okay. Big slide, of course that will cost us, so this won't be a quick one. Just settle the car again. Next two going to be important to make those count now. Make sure I have a good gap behind.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
P3 behind us, so definitely don't want to be going slow. So, next couple of laps, let's see what we can do.
49.56.
A little deeper in T1. Yeah, struggling a little bit here. Gave up some in the final corner. Trying to hunt down this toe for a few seconds. Might give it a little, probably not a lot. A better lap this time.
46.81.
Similar T1. Funny, felt better, but time is the same as last lap. We'll just keep pushing, see what we got. slide at the end there's cost us. Now, we will get to complete this lap. So we will be doing just that, even though it was a bad entry onto the straight, so the top speed will be compromised a bit here.
47, even.
So just slow through there. Yeah, tyre's probably gone off a little bit here, but we'll see if we can find anything else. We're a couple of tenths short of where we might have been.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
That was unfortunate. Yeah, we won't make it to a box now. Yeah, just couldn't quite hook up the best lap I've got. But you know what, it probably would have only been good for a couple of tenths.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
But satisfied with the gym being a cleaner session, to be honest. And you know what, P17, that's not terrible. Well, we'll see. Maybe a few more laps
Pit
to
boxing, 10,
close out here.
5.
Fastest I've managed
Three,
is the 46 flat,
2,
but just to be clear,
1.
that was in
Right here.
temperatures that were significantly lower, so of course never on the
Okay,
cards.
punch it.
Yeah, so probably left a couple of tenths on the table there, but that's okay. It was clean, we had a good go at it, and we're just a couple of spots higher up than last week, so that's good improvement. And again, same kind of idea for the race. Just want to really just be steady. Thank you to the boys from Sudi. Always good to race with you guys. And I promise, once we're done tonight, I'll be in, well, the Porsche again, but the GT3. And I'll be banging laps in at Sebring. Looking forward to doing the Sebring 12 hour with the Sudi crew. Should be lots of fun. For anyone who doesn't know how this works now, basically, there's a very long warm-up session or 20-minute warm-up session now for the race that I will be in, and that is because the Carrera Cup will now qualify for the next 20 or so minutes. So good luck to all the drivers there. I realised I didn't jump in my voice channel. I should probably do that. Hey Jonathan, good luck in quali, bud.
Alright, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Have a good quali. How do you feel about tonight?
Not bad.
That's good. You made up some good ground last race.
Yeah. How much you finish in quali?
17th. I probably left a couple of tenths out there, but it was annoying. I was practicing in much cooler temps, so it kind of surprised me when the temps rocketed back up again. But it's all good, part of the game.
It's better than last week, though.
Yes, that's true. All right, are we back? We're back. Okay, so I think the race set's on the car, just double check, and then we're going to go out and we are going to basically just get used to the temps with the race set, which means heavier fuel. I think the actual setup itself is fairly similar. Oh, interesting. Track temp down 10 degrees, so I like that. Of course, same for everybody, so no advantage. But yes, let's jump on out here and just bang in a few laps. Thank you, Arthur. Yes, a little improvement. I will take it. It was less stressful, Arthur, than last week. That is one thing that I preferred. So I think that is probably my tactic for quali for the rest of the series. Now, because I'm away for the next two races, Arthur Chan, who is the reserve driver for Porsche Centre Langley, will be stepping in. So a big thank you to Arthur. I look forward to following that whilst we're away. Should be able to get in front of a PC for the next two races. And yeah, I have to say, Porsche Centre Langley, been super fun to work with so far. Been enjoyable to kind of get some of the socials going. Only challenge for us is we are not particularly closely located, with me in Calgary and Langley. I didn't actually know where it was in BC until yesterday, but it's a good 12-13 hours from us. But we will see. Maybe at some point we'll be in BC before the year is out. We can pop round and say hi. Yes, stiff competition, no doubt. I don't know if it's fair to say this is the top 50 drivers in Canada, because I'm sure there's plenty of drivers who race in other disciplines, but from what I'm used to racing in officials, this is certainly a very high quality grid, which is awesome fun and just a joy to be a part of. Right, enough chat. Let's do some laps. Get a feel for this setup. Interesting enough, sometimes I do prefer the car on heavier fuel. Sometimes find it a bit more predictable. Qualifying's, don't know, never really been a massive strength of mine on iRacing unless it's a track and car combination I feel particularly good about. And often, a lot of times, I'd say that comes down to the conditions of the track. Feel that track temp just a little kinder on the tyres. Shout out to anyone who is catching up on this kind of via the replay on YouTube. Much appreciated. Probably mainly my UK folks. Car feels a little bit more, well, less sliding, which is nice. Step to that one there.
Car 56, just set the fastest lap. 46.53.
Well, mid 46s in these temps. It's quick, but it's not at the end quick. Yeah, when I was practicing, I really felt good about T1, but I just, the changing conditions, it sort of messed up my braking point a bit. T2 always been a bit of a struggle with, to be honest. So keep an eye on that in the race. on those curbs, if I'm honest. Well inside them.
Car 946, just set the fastest lap, 46.52.
Didn't see where Enzo qualified. I know he is particularly quick.
Slow down, you got a penalty for cutting the course.
There's a good reminder there, that penalty, just where the off-track is at that corner. Alright, settle in. Try and get a slightly better rhythm here. .35. T1 fed a little better. It's a lot easier when there's no cars around. I do really like to use that curb to help rotate the car. A little inconsistent, as we said there. Quite feel like I've the final corner dialed in either. .18. Just set your fastest lap of the session. Car 946, just set the fastest lap, 46.26. .07. Just set your fastest lap of the session. Yeah, T1 felt a little bit of there. A bit more smooth and consistent. Now the tyres have come in. Starting to maintain a bit better speed through that section.
Car 89, just set the fastest lap. 46.19.
Switch for the spinner course there. Still a lap starting to feel a little smoother.
.76. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Too wide, unfortunately. A little wide through there too. Oof, look at those times, 45.8. Magic. Definitely to work on this final corner. Right, so we've got about 10 minutes of the warm-up. Under 10 to go.
.07.
Slowed a little into T1 there. Of the car a little because I had a poor entry. Should have been a bit kinder on the accelerator. The off tracks there. With the final corner there. Well, not sure how many people are running right now, but pace doesn't look awful.
47.15.
Mid-pack.
You got a slow car on the right. Go left.
Distracted by the car coming up the pits there. cut corner a little bit hard. Just really try and focus on a good final corner. Yeah, it's okay.
Car 718, just set the fastest
Super fast,
lap,
sir.
46.19.
Does it feel like I'm missing something? I was doing a lot of
46.81.
practice in lower temps, so I think that's the difference for me. Carry a touch more speed there. Keep an eye on that in the race. My lap's consistent. That's a good sign for the race. I can do a little faster, but that's alright. Goosey. Have to be careful of that in the race. Good exits, otherwise that's a clear passing place. So really got to focus on those exits. Maybe even take a wider entry. Alright, about 4 minutes till the show gets underway. Staying on the brakes a little bit too long there. So right there, let's be careful of that in the race. See back to the last corner again.
.03. You got it, slow car on the right. car right, clear.
All right, race should be starting any minute.
47.19.
So we'll park it. We'll get ready. We'll be back in 1 sec. All right, we are back. So next up is the race. We'll just be waiting for the Carrera Cup quali to finish. And then the track may be slightly cooler again as we move into the race session. And here we go. Maybe not just yet, yeah. So super tight in that practice session or warm-up session. Which is good. Should make for good race, good racing. If everyone was pushing, then you really did quali about where the pace is. Can't help but feeling there's another couple of tenths, but pretty much always feel that way. Feels like this is running slightly long. Oh, here's Mr. Hoverson. Can see him on Zoom. That's awesome. I wonder whether Greg put it on poll. That would be fantastic. I am guessing he probably did. And that is super, super news. He had a really good race one. Greg's racing in the Cup class. He was, I think, P5 he finished race one, which is awesome. He let me know he thought he might have had pace for a podium, but difficult to overtake in that train. And if he is on the broadcast here, I hope he's either P1 or right up there. But either way, congrats, Greg.
Mic check.
Yep, we got you.
Copy. Tech qualifying just finished up. We'll be going relatively shortly here. I'm going to have a quick extra little message for you guys later on today. But besides that, just be ready.
Alright, just checking equipment before we get going here. Everything seems alright tonight. Good, good. So, as a reminder, last week, I think we started P21 as a just a shaky quali all round. Finished P19, which is good. Managed to hold Mobin off, who was quite a lot faster, but had just had a few unfortunate excursions. So P19 did get us a 1 point. So for first race in PESCC, I was quite happy with that actually. So qualifying P17, again, just want to focus on keeping it clean for the first, well, keeping it clean throughout the race, but you know, try not to take any chances. What hindered me last week is I was towards the back, thought I was driving with some margin, but still managed to slightly rear end someone into the hairpin at Mosport. Damage was minor, I think, but enough to impact our top speed, and of course then had to carry that for the whole race. So it was a bit of a struggle. So tonight, a bit like in quali, just looking to stay out of trouble, keep it steady, and then just see how the race pans out. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think the session I'm in, I can only see, yeah, the GT4, so can't confirm what's happening with Greg, but I am excited to go and watch that later, especially if he has put it on pole. And if any of you wonder what I'm looking at, I have a tablet down here on my left, which is hooked up to Zoom, and that is used by the broadcasters for a couple of reasons. One, as Greg is demonstrating, if you know, if you're pole sitter or you win, you'll get interviewed, and I think that's the camera that they use by the broadcasters. But equally, it's actually a bit of a well, the cameras are used. We have to have them running during the race just to make sure that they're the right drivers are operating under the right accounts. I believe there's a few people that were not abiding by those rules last series, which is obviously not good. So now they've kind of implemented that just to make sure that you know, they can double check that. Not sure anyone would want to account share, to be honest. It's just great to get into a series like this, and you know what? If a 41-year-old with 2 kids and somewhat limited time can get in, just about putting in the hours, I think. Right, we seem to be waiting a little while here. Felt like everything moved quicker last week, but maybe we were running behind. Not sure. Do a little shoe tighten up. Why not? The other thing I'll do, and I'll try and do it tonight, is
We're just waiting on a segment of the broadcast.
I'll aim to timestamp the race tonight, so it's a little easier to find, you know, a quali for both events, as well as the race, because obviously this is almost treated like a race weekend or a race day by the broadcasters, where everything is sequential. So it can be a little bit tricky when you're trying to hunt down the various sort of sessions during the during my stream. So I'll get those added for last week, I'll add it for this week, and then I'll aim to do that going forward within a day or so of the race, ideally the same night. And then from tomorrow onwards, it will be grinding the Porsche 911 GT3, because that is the Sebring 12-hour car, I believe. I need to check with the team actually, but I think that's the plan. And I haven't driven it for a while because the engine hangs out the back. It can be a bit of a challenge. So definitely some mileage to do, and my understanding also is that rain could be a factor. Most of you will know rain is a new addition to iRacing, so I'm going to have to get practicing in those conditions as well. So who do we have? Etienne Pole. Wow, so close between Etienne and Logan. 0.3 to Justin. And wow, a couple of thousandths to Charles. And then Vincent Inzo. Wow, look at that. So tight at the top. Super impressive. I have to say, when I started trying the qualifyings of the time attack for this series, didn't actually have particularly high hopes of making it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a bonus to actually make it this season. What I was kind of expecting is it might be a bit of a practice in terms of the time attack to really have a go at it next year, as I hadn't really driven the Cayman GT4 either. But looks like this is a car that's probably slightly better suited to me than the GT3s. All right, don't expect tons of chat in the race. We're going to jump in. Make sure we got the right set on.
One lap to
Good
green.
luck to all
Line
the
up on the right
drivers.
side. The estimated SOF is
Okay, driver, quickly while you're grading, I just want to give you a reminder on the start zone.
A lot of opportunities
It is a
today. Head
long run
down.
to
Pick your
start
battle.
finish from when the pace car pulls in. I measured it. It's about half a kilometer. So keep that in mind. We want to see the field nicely stacked up during that entire time when the race leader, the pole sitter, Mr. Charles, he will be in command of the field. So everyone be calm, cool, collected. After that pace car comes down pit road and on that long run until the race leader starts the race.
So not a full lap around the track here, just well, looks about half a lap. So we're in the inside line for T1. Not expecting that to make any sort of advantage here, just to be clear. And really just want to hopefully file in, kind of just find my groove in the first couple of laps, get a sense of the pace, and just yeah, bring the tyres up to temps really. Hoping for no big wrecks. It was great last week actually. It was a very clean race. There were a couple of maybe 1 or 2 penalties handed out afterwards, but it was, I think everyone drove super well. So more of the same hopefully tonight.
Catch up, 69, car.
Don't know what happened ahead there, but I've got a little bit of
Catch
catching
up,
up to do.
97, car.
Plenty of time.
About to go green, stay focused. Pace car is off. Green, green, green.
jump the start there, I'm not sure, so I'm just going to
Left
try.
side. Stay on the right. You're on the right. 3 wide. Still there. There's an incident behind. Left side. 2 wide. Clear.
It's a tricky start there.
There's an incident behind. Slow car ahead. Car right, you're on the left, 3 wide. Right side, 2 wide. You're on the left, 3 wide. Car right, 2 wide. Go left, clear on the right. Car right. Stay on the left. There's an incident behind. Keep to the left. Clear on the right.
I'm a little bit confused by the start, and I guess we'll just see if I did anything wrong. Thought the jump, or at least I thought the start had gone, so I went.
56.21, right side, you're in the top 10, still there. Stay on the left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right.
See if we can hold our own with this pack now. A little bit higher up probably than on our pace.
Car right, clear.
So it's interesting to see how the guys take the last corner. You can see where I'm losing some pace there. It's a good learning. I think probably taking that too tight. Certainly cost me down the straight here.
48.09. Left side. Stay on the right.
It's got a nice run there. I'm not going to fight this too hard, but going to have to get his way
Still there,
around me
hold your
here.
line. Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Minutes to go.
So yeah, I think we're a little bit out of position pace-wise here, so going to have to expect to be hustled along. And again, not gonna overly fight. If these guys are faster, then
47.5. Just set your fastest lap of the session. Right side, keep to the left. The car in P9. Just set the fastest lap. 46.28. Keep to the left. Clear.
Very clean by Ross. Lovely. Certainly had the pace. Now let's see if we can try and keep this gap between cars behind. Great. Let's try and stay with Ross, but just see here. Ross got too much pace for us. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the get behind. So we're 1.3 right now. Obviously losing this toe.
The car in P4. Just set the fastest lap. 46.13. 47.6. There's an incident behind.
So we're losing a little bit to Ross, to be expected. It's quick. That's okay. All on our own with the guys behind.
46.59. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Not the greatest sector one there. Just giving away some time. Final lap has been a little scruffy, to be honest, as you can tell. Overdrove that, gained away half a second. I'm going to try and get steady again.
The leader is running 46.25. 47.04.
Bit of a slow lap, that one. We're going a little bit deeper there now. Really not happy with my final sector. Just do not seem to be hooking it up. You can see giving away a ton of time to Ross again there. Almost a second on that lap. Brutal.
.04. The car in P11 just set the fastest lap. 46.06.
Well, car feels relatively steady. Well, shedding time to Ross now. Of course, he's in the draft.
The car in P4
3-second gap.
just set the fastest lap. 45.88. 47.09. Ten minutes to go. We are where we expected to be.
Well, iRacing telling us we're where we're expected to be. Probably fair. I mean, I might argue a little bit higher. Of course, that's based on I rating. It's lightening up here. You know, get on the brakes a little later. Wow, Ross's lap time's absolutely flying. 46.1. I think our fastest has been a 46.5.
Car 46 is now leading. 46.89.
A little greedy there. So, position swap behind us. Enzo now chasing us down. Yes, lost touch of the group ahead. Initially looked like we might be able to not hang on to Ross but not drop too far back, but the pace there is much quicker than ours now.
47.28.
It's going to really focus on consistency now. Fuel's going off, but the car tyres obviously not as strong. So is quicker than us at this stage of the race. Yes, we've got Enzo and Christian. Looking a bit racy. 5 minutes to go.
.01. 5 minutes to go.
can see, my Sector 3 is a real challenge for me at the
The lead
moment.
is consider 46.37.
Just cannot quite get onto the pace of these guys. 46.2. It's quick behind us.
46.75.
We will have to work hard for this.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Yes, we're giving away time every lap now. Just try and stay smooth. That's all we can do.
.62.
A little deep. Pressure starting to tell a little bit here. Alright, well, we're going to have Enzo with us at the finish. A couple of mistakes on this lap, unfortunately. The question is, are we white flag now, or are we white flag next lap?
Last lap.
Okay, well, here we go.
47.28.
Yeah, overslowed a touch there under the pressure.
Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Yeah, it was fair enough from Enzo. I really cost myself a lap before there. Needed that extra half a second buffer, I think. He was definitely faster than us. Won't make it easy for him though. So we'll just hustle him to the end of the lap here. Good good chase from these guys behind. I just couldn't quite maintain that pace all race. Well, satisfactory. Could maybe have been a P12, but I think it's quite okay at a P13. Yeah, could have been a little more.
There's the
Could
flag.
have been a little
It's
more.
over. Bring it back to the pits. We're going.
Good race drivers, quick note. Will the driver of the 89, please ensure you save your replay. And Charles, if you want me to Discord, I'll pop in and I'll switch you.
And 4. Did you say the 33?
No, the 89. Charles is in.
No, for the replay though.
Nope, just the 89.
Sounds good.
So the first thing we're going to have a look at is the start. Yeah. So we made a few places off it. Seemed fine at the time, but I don't know. Let's take a look. Have to see for sure.
Hey, good job, Simon.
Thank you. Good luck in your race. Just not sure about the start. We need to have a look at that on the replay.
Do you think you are responsible for something?
No, well, I made quite a few places off the start, and I basically want to double check that I went at the right time. I mean, I thought I did, but then I was surprised to make up ground. And then, to be honest, I did hold back a little bit, just in case. So, I don't know, need to go and have a quick look. But no incidents.
You were like 11, I think, at some point.
Yeah, might have been 10th actually, but the guys who finished ahead of me were quicker.
Yeah.
Pit box in. 10. Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in. 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Okay, go.
All right. So, nothing on the chat, so let's have a look. What happened at race start? Is there anything to be concerned about? So we're going to jump for the blimp view. Oh, it's not ideal. Can't see anything. Maybe chopper. Question is, when does the leader go? That's obviously going to be key here. So we need to see. Oh wow, that was a messy start. Yeah, now looking at that, tricky. Yeah, that was very difficult to judge. It is a tricky start procedure. Gonna have a quick look here at the Hey, good luck, Jonathan. Have a good race, buddy.
Great, thank you. Thank you, man. Have a great night.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to bring on the screen here. I'm going to show you the race briefing just real quickly so we can see the start zone. So there it is. So it got all the way up basically to the start-finish gantry. Okay. Is that the... Yeah, so that's well within line 2. Blimp is annoying. That is of no use. So all the way up to that Panasonic line. So where is that? Yeah, so Panasonic entry is right at the end. Well, we'll have to see. I imagine the stewards will take a look at that, and then we'll see what's what. I think I tried to get on the brakes, to be honest, or just once I realised what was happening. So let's have a look. I'll go back to where I am. So we made some ground. Yeah, that's the problem. And I slowed it down here. Yeah, we'll have to see. It was tricky. What got me actually is the lights went green in iRacing, and then I went, and so that was my trigger. But I think the reality is it's when the pole sitter gets on the gas. I think the challenge is when that happens. Well, when you see green lights, it's just tuned in to go, and I think that's the issue really. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm sure the stewards will take a look. I mean, I certainly didn't send it into T1. Tried to be respectful. But either way, we'll see what comes back. It was good in terms of the pace, so I was quite happy with that. So absolutely no complaints. Managed to hold our own there and kind of initially P10 and then finish P13. So I was pretty happy with that. Although the pace did drop off at the end, that was a bit of a challenge. Not what I expected actually from practice. And I just had the penultimate lap really where I lost that half a second, then put Enzo in range just to give up that last position, which is a bit of a shame. Interesting, quite a few incidents there. Wow, there's quite a lot going on ahead of us. Let's see, how did this all get going? Oh, go backwards, need to go forwards. Yeah, it all just got a little tight here. Yeah, that's difficult. I'm happy we got to that accident when we did. Saved us, really. By the time we got there, we were able to navigate around it. Now, is that Enzo there? Let's see. Oof. Yeah, so that was Enzo. So Enzo, I think, was running in the top 5 then. So to be honest, the fact that Enzo came past us at the end, pretty good. He probably had a did he have a busted car? Let's have a look. If he did, even more impressive. The far chase car looks okay. Rear chase. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. Well, you know, if that's the case, pretty happy to be able to hold him off for as long as we did. Not bad at all. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see whether that's classed as a jump start. And also probably need to make sure I'm clear on the rules when the green flag drops, because that is such a trigger to go that it is, man, it's tricky to it's tricky to change that and get out of the habit. Anyway, we will see. Alrighty, I'm going to call that a night. I'm going to jump onto the Porsche Twitch broadcast and catch the PEC race, the Carrera Cup Challenge. I'm hoping to see Greg somewhere near the front. It'd be awesome. Need to check in on Spencer, see how his quali went, see how his race goes. As always, thank you for tuning in. Fun race, really enjoyed that one. We'll just have to see what happens at the start, and I will let you know whether any penalties come our way or whether actually going on green was okay. We will find out. I won't be racing for about 3 weeks, actually. Might even be a little bit longer. Next week is a week off. Then I missed the following 2 weeks of races. Arthur will be up. Really excited to support him. So he'll be taking over driving duties in the Porsche Centre Langley car, and then I will jump in for the remaining races. So can't wait to get back in, and in the meantime I will be grinding Porsche GT3 so that I can get ready for Sebring 12 Hour, which is in a couple of weeks. So that'll be the next broadcast we have. Thank you for tuning in, and catch you in a couple of weeks' time.